me refer to something that we all felt devastated. ZANU-PF was devastated and disturbed by the shooting incident which took place in Chivu, where assailants killed a soldier and injured one, and in the process disarming them and running away with their firearms. The soldiers, as you all know, were on routine duty enforcing lockdown measures which are aimed at mitigating the spread of COVID-19. ZANU-PF condemns unreservedly the killing of our patriotic soldier and the injured one by these, and injuring the one who is hospitalized, perpetrated by these assailants. We are further taken aback by statements of disparagement and ridicule coming from the MDC Alliance rank and file, where they appear to be celebrating the attacks on the security forces while pouring their hearts out for the assailants. We have taken note. We have taken note. I wanted to say to Chamisa and Biti, they should not be like children playing with fire. It will be very dangerous for them. We know what they've been doing. We are not surprised by the stance they are taking. We are aware that the MDC has been training, sending to Serbia and Moldova renegades who are being trained to prepare Molotov cocktails to come and cause mayhem and violence in our country. All very clear that the MDC Alliance as a party worships violence and continues to maintain violent structures which they characterize as vanguard resistance committees, which, as you know, in 2018 were responsible for the orgy of violence and also for the 14 to 16 January last year violence. They perpetrated violence in our streets, in our communities, targeting security forces and innocent ZANU-PF members. I wanted to say to Biti and Chamisa, don't play with fire like little children. You must proceed forthwith to dismantle your violent structures. We also wanted to call upon those countries, Serbia and Moldova, who host such violent training. We also wanted to call upon those countries which we know, which are funding the perpetration of these violent activities, training people like they are a militia, like they are soldiers outside the borders of Zimbabwe. And you think that ZANU-PF government will tolerate that? We will not tolerate. And I'm sure that when they do, like the assailants, the chief assailants, the security forces will account for them, each and every one of them. And there should be no complaining to anyone when people who have been trained in Moldova and Serbia come on our shores and are accounted for. We should not receive any complaints from anybody, including the US ambassador. ZANU-PF is grateful to our security services who have risked their lives daily to maintain peace in our country. We can condemn in all earnest the attack on the two soldiers. We will not tolerate such attacks on our members of the security. The tracking down of those assailants and their subsequent death should serve during a shootout with law enforcement agents should be taken as a stern warning to all like-minded violent mongers in our society that our security services forces will never allow them to disturb the peace and harmony that we've enjoyed in our country since our independence. Finally, on this issue about the attack on our soldiers, the party applauds the role played by our people, ordinary people, particularly the residents of Chivu, who provided first aid to the two soldiers and ferried them to hospital. Indeed, it reflects upon the symbiotic relationship between our people and our security services. Long may it continue. That is the attitude that will guarantee peace and stability and tranquility in our country. Allow me now to say something on fake abductions. The Revolutionary Party remains concerned by stage-managed and faked abductions involving members and associates of the opposition party. It is now common knowledge that these abductions always occur each time the nation is having important diplomatic encounter with other states or important international institutions. The aim being to smear our government. The 31st July threatened demonstrations were intended to coincide with the holding of the SADC summit. And I'm sure that they will not stop at that. They will try. They know that the UN General Assembly is coming up. So watch again the antics of the opposition. The aim always is to try to characterize our country as being in a state of war, in a state of crisis, something that is always they try to fake. In addition, these fake abductions manifest in very theatrical circumstances. Remember the case of Dr. Peter Magombei, who announced his adoption in courts and disappearance in courts, and later announced that he had found himself. As it turned out, of course, he was a candidate for US scholarship. So he had to justify why he earned that scholarship. Interestingly, the party is following with keen interest the documentary which has exposed the Honorable Joanna Mamombe and her two fellow MDC Alliance activists. I'm talking about the one which faked abductions and disappearance and stage managed those incidents. I'm sure that you are all aware of a documentary that is circulating, which we've all picked up. And when you look at that document, it's very clear. They engaged in an illegal demonstration in Warren Park. But they went on to claim that they'd been abducted only to re-engage under controversial circumstances, claiming to have been tortured and injured. Interestingly, no signs of internal or physical injuries were found on any of those ladies. They also, during the time they say they were under torture, the documentary shows they've been found to have been in constant communication with some MDC Alliance officials and also traveling around the country during that time. If you are a captive, you are being tortured, there is no way you can have the freedom to communicate with your friends. There is no way you could be found in another part of the country. No way. But that is what the documentary now reveals. As a revolutionary party, we are grateful to some members of the Fourth Estate who are also assisting towards the truth through investigative journalism, particularly the documentary which has exposed the fake abductions and disappearances. I wanted to applaud the Fourth Estate. And as I've always said, whether we are talking of corruption or any evil of society, please feel free, investigate, but come with evidence. Once it's evidence-based, I'll be the first to shake your hand and congratulate you, because we want to expose all the evils that are afflicting our country. And so, investigative journalism, yes. But fake and stage-managed abductions and outcomes of investigations which are stage-managed, no. 100 times no. So this documentary shows that